question to you is this. Till alternative politics finds a language that captures mass imagination, uh, are people like you, are people like me and others not preaching to the converted, so to speak? And is the failure of alternative politics really a failure of storytelling? I ask you this because you're an excellent storyteller, you're one of the world's finest writers, and I actually think that Prime Minister Modi keeps winning because what he says to people catches something in their response system. And we can't ignore that. You can't just keep telling people, oh, he's doing this wrong, so don't vote for him, because they're not listening.
So I wrote in my recent book, This Land is Our Land, what is a populist? What is Modi, Putin, Trump, Bolsonaro, Erdogan? A populist is a gifted storyteller, someone who can tell a false story well. So the story that's being spread in India is that India is a Hindu country and all other religions live here by Hindu suffrage. That's a false story, but it's got emotive appeal if you are being taught in your textbooks that Hindus were here all along and other religions came and raped and pillaged. So we need to go back to some ancient imagined glorious Hindu past. In the United States, Trump's appeal is that, well, this is basically a white country and everyone else who came here, including us Indians, are latecomers and should live here according to white rules. A populist is a gifted storyteller, someone who can tell a false story well. The only way he can be fought is by telling a true story better. And this is why we writers, journalists, are being attacked and persecuted all over the world. Because we know how to tell stories, we know how to fact check stories, right? So you're absolutely right. We need to go out of our bubbles. We need to go out of the ivory towers. We need to go out of the newsrooms. And we have to go and tell stories and not become advocates. Some of us may want to become politicians. Gandhiji was, of course, a great journalist before he became a politician. He founded newspapers.
And also a great storyteller. He had ideas that mobilized the people at large.
Exactly. So I do agree with you that if we have a fault, it is that we stay in our bubbles. This is why, for example, in the United States, a few months ago, I went on the show of a man named Dinesh D'Souza, who is hated by the left here. He's a Bombay boy like me, and his nickname in certain left quarters is Distort Tinuza, because he's argued that slavery wasn't so bad. He's defended some of the most, to me, objectionable tenets of the right wing. But you know what? I went on his show and I spoke about immigration, why immigration in America is a good thing. And yes, 90% of the people on his show hated me and sent all these comments. But 10% of them said, well, it's brave of this man to come on the show because we don't ever see a liberal on the Dinesh D'Souza show. Which is why I'd be happy to go on, Republic TV or any of these Indian shows and yell and shout and make my point. This is what free speech is about. It's not just speaking to people who agree with you. This is why I argue with my relatives. I think these arguments we have around the dinner table everywhere are good things. This is a healthy democracy, having this yell and scrum of debate. It's not going to be pretty. This is why I don't believe, like some on the left, that speakers I disagree with should not be allowed on university campuses. I've said to you earlier that I believe that Trump should not have been banned on Twitter because he went off and started his own social media campaign. He's not any less popular because Twitter banned him. So the suppression of speech doesn't ensure that speech doesn't come out. It will come out some way or the other, and if you suppress it, it could come out explosively.
It's great to see you here. Thank you for watching our work. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click the bell icon and subscribe to Mojo Story and support independent, robust journalism.